So today I want to have a serious conversation with all resellers out there, and it has to do with benefits and more specifically medical benefits. And I'm going to tell you what I do here on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John from Flippin' Ain't Easy. And while you may not get too many reseller tips on how to list your item or ship your item in this video, I think this video is going to at least give people some ideas and at least share with you what I do as it pertains to reseller, myself, Jenna, and medical insurance. So I will come out and tell you, this is what I do. This is not medical advice or financial advice or medical advice, okay? I'm just telling you what I do, okay, and what Jenna and I do, how we work it out. As you guys know, we worked for a very large company in the railroad industry for many, many years. Myself 26, and I believe she was like 15 years with the company. So we had very good medical benefits, union negotiated benefits, and to the point where I think we were only paying, she was paying about $275 a month, and that was coming out of her paycheck. I wasn't paying anything because I was on her insurance, but because it's one of those things where the employer sort of pays for both employees, we didn't even have to pay a copay when we were using our benefits, prescription drugs, that type of thing. So we'd go see a doctor or a specialist. We wouldn't have to pay anything out of pocket. It was all covered with our insurance. It was just great. So if you're working for an employer, they're supposed to, in many states, have supplemental insurance where they go in and they supplement, an insurance plan, then you pay the rest out of pocket, like on a every 2 weeks or monthly basis. And because they supplement what you're paying the insurance, it's a lot cheaper when you are paying through your employer than if you just have no insurance at all and are trying to go out and get insurance. So it kind of hit us like a truck when we left the company back in 2019. We didn't have medical insurance because that's it. Once the relationship with the company is terminated, you're on your own. And so that was kind of a reality check, because Jenna does need, she actually has to go in and get medication on a quarterly basis for an ongoing situation. Myself, I've, knock on wood, haven't had a whole lot of problems medically, historically. So once we were out of the workplace on our own, selling on eBay for the most part, it was one of those things where we actually had to look to see what the options were. Now, the options were back then and continue to be, in my opinion, just way too high for her and I I think the cheapest one we found was like a year ago when we checked. And to go in and get a medical plan that I believe it was like $675 a month is what we were supposed to pay. And that basically said that we were out of pocket 100% for the first, I think, like $6,000 or $7,000. And then after that, the 70-30 kicks in. So they'll pay 70%. You still have to pay 30% of that bill. And to me, it just didn't make sense. The math didn't make sense, because let's say she goes to the doctor once every quarter. Let's say I go twice a year. And I think when she goes to the doctor, it's like $250 every time she goes. Plus, if it's one of those things where she needs to pay for any kind of tests or anything, that also comes out of pocket. But it's not all that expensive if you're doing basic testing and blood work and stuff like that. So the math to me just didn't make sense. If I'm paying, let's just say $600, just make it a very conservative number. If I'm paying $600 a month over a 12-month period, I'm paying $7,200 a year just to have the privilege of paying 100% of all the expenses for the first like $6,000 or $7,000 in medical expenses. And it just didn't make sense to me that it was a viable or real option as it pertains to protecting me or covering me, when I can just do it on my own and pay $250 a visit when I need to, plus any kind of prescription drug and that type of thing. So yeah, I don't have insurance. I don't. And I can tell you what I do. Now Jenna she has a doctor she goes to. So over the years, I can share with you, over the years I've had an autoimmune sort of condition where like years ago, like clumps of my hair would fall out. Most recently, the last couple years, I've developed sort of like a psoriasis condition on my skin. Like you could see like my hand right there, it's kind of really red. Now, I recently went online to a site called sesame.com. Now there's other ones. I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, but just because I had a pretty good experience, I can share with you, I paid like $36. I went on like early afternoon, like about a week ago, and it gave me the option to deal with a PA, which is a physician's assistant, but they're able to make diagnoses and do prescriptions and that kind of thing. And I was able to get in with someone at 7:30 at night, and it was all through my video camera, and showed her this. It was a lot worse than this, guys. It was really bad. I don't know if you've seen my hands in some of these videos, but we had a consultation. I was able to get a prescription, got some creams and the prescription stuff, and I used an app or a site called GoodRx, because just for I believe the antibiotics or the steroids or whatever the heck they gave me here, they wanted $72, okay, at the pharmacy. So Jenna told me to try GoodRx, and I believe they have an app for that, and it was only $6 for the prescription. So all in all, I think I paid $13 for the two things, and it's been helping me, okay? So I would rather, and it was like $36 to speak to this person, and it turns out that they have a clinic in the local Vegas area, and you can go in and they can do lab work and stuff, and they're not very expensive. I think it's like, she says she charges like $50 for the various lab works, and it's not very expensive at all. So the idea and the point of this video was to maybe kind of create awareness as to there are options out there if you are in this situation where you're a full-time reseller, maybe you don't have medical insurance, that there are alternatives out there like a sesame.com if you want to maybe get seen by somebody, and like GoodRx if you're trying to get a lower cost on your prescription drugs. For me, I've been thinking about this, and I think that this video is important to share with some of the folks that really didn't think there were alternatives, and because it can be stressful if you're trying to do your job, whether it's a 9-to-5 or if you're doing your reselling and you don't have proper coverage or maybe hope that you can make ends meet, because I mean $600 to $800 a month, whatever it is, it's expensive for medical care. And if you really dive deep into what you're getting for that money every month, to me it boils down to, and this is just my opinion, it's just more of a catastrophic insurance. So like, for instance, if you're hospitalized for a significant amount of time, that insurance of course will kick in after the first $6,000-7,000, and it's not going to be as bad of a hit than if you didn't have insurance. But I mean, it's inevitable. I think most people, as we age, generally we're going to have to deal with stuff like that. But you know what? For me, the idea of spending, $7,200 plus a year in just monthly payments, and then having to come out of pocket, it just doesn't sit right with me. And I know there's cheaper plans out there, but you're going to get less and less, and you're going to pay maybe even $300-400 a month. I've heard somebody say that they pay for their own plan, it's like $200 a month. But if you really look into what you're getting for those monthly payments, I mean, that's a monthly payment you could be paying, other bills with. And I would rather save that money and use it for, the expenses we have to prevent these kind of like hospitalizations and things like that. So that's kind of how we manage it. It's not the end of the world for us. It works. Okay, get the medication, get the care that we need, and you guys are going to have different situations. Some of you have really serious medical conditions. I get that, but this video wasn't really made for everyone. It was just kind of made for just to give you an idea, just to make you aware that there are options out there. So I want your thoughts down below. Please comment. Hey guys, real quick, Bonanza. Any of you guys who sell on Bonanza, help me out here. I recently sold 2 items. Okay, that's the good news. The bad news is one item was an item I had in stock back in February that I've recently sold like a month ago. And a couple days ago it sold on Bonanza. I don't know how. And then I got another sale this morning when I woke up, and I was panicking because I'm like, wait, I had 2 of them, by the way. 2 of this particular item. It was like a microwave door, a Samsung microwave door replacement part. And I had 2 of the same model, but eBay wasn't showing anything in the ended items. And usually when you sell something on Bonanza, it goes to your eBay's ended items section, and you can see the item there. But it wasn't there. It wasn't in my active. So I sent a message for the record player, the person who bought that. It was the item that was sold a couple days ago. And I said, hey, I can't fulfill this order. I can get a different one, different model, different color, because I have access to get some that are in different colors than the one I had back in February. Still no reply. So I went to go and look for a way to cancel a sale on Bonanza. And just so you guys are aware, there really isn't a way to do it on Bonanza. You have to go into PayPal and you have to cancel the transaction that way. It's really weird and convoluted. So I'm going to do that today. I haven't heard back from the buyer, so it's just time to give them their money back and move on from that. Thankfully, I did have the microwave door in stock. It wasn't the same situation as before, because I got to tell you, if it would have been a second situation where they're selling an item that's already been sold, I think I would have turned off Bonanza. So I'm going to give them another chance. Maybe just a glitch. Maybe the eBay glitches interacting with Bonanza lately. I don't know if it's a Bonanza thing or an eBay thing. But, the idea that Bonanza is supposed to sync up with your eBay account. So when it sells, your item on eBay is canceled. So you don't have to worry about that. And when an item on eBay is sold, it shouldn't appear on Bonanza. But that didn't happen here. So, wondering if you guys have experienced that kind of thing as well. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Of course, if you like the videos that we put out, please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that notification bell so when we go live, like we do on Mondays and Fridays, or make another video, you're going to be notified. So generally, you won't hear this conversation from other eBay YouTubers. Not sure why, because it's very important. But, benefits when you're a full-time reseller, there really are none. Okay, the benefits are what you create and what you choose to put into, your benefits. Are you going to put money into 401k, which we're not talking about in this video? Are you going to, put money into a monthly medical plan, like we talked about, or are you going to do it like we do and just kind of do it as you go and save the money that you would normally be paying every month? But these decisions are serious decisions, but yet another example how in this business flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon.